There's nothing that feels like it recharges my spirit more than getting out to some nature like this. When I was a little bit younger, I used to come out to places like this anytime I felt like I was just a little bit stressed in my life, whether it was family, school, or anything else going on. And it's something that I've gotten away from for so long. And a lot of times, like for my videos, I've made cinematic things or I try to get out and get right shots, but I've gotten away from something that's a principle to me, which was making sure I connected with nature. And in Phoenix, it's kind of hard to find it sometimes. A lot of people say it's just dirt and rocks and stuff. And there's a lot of that out here. But you can still find areas like this. You can come out, find some calm, some quiet. So I'm gonna try to get a shot of them after, but there's some horses and stuff over there, over to my left, kind of roaming around, just wild horses. This water, this calm, this peace, it's nice, it's serene. And I think sometimes it just reminds me of the simplicity of life and how far that can really go to making you feel a lot better than you were before. A lot of times, like I was going out and filming stuff just to film, but I wasn't going out and filming for the purpose of the reset and being these serene environments for things that used to matter to me. And that's something I'm really trying to work on getting back to. I think all of us have different types of resets in our life. For me, it's nature, it's coming out, it's finding calm, nice atmospheres like this that helps do it for me. I think some people like to go to a bookstore and read, some people like to go to a coffee shop. Everyone differs. But I think what's most important is to find what matters to you. And a lot of us really know this, but we get away from it after a while because we get busy with work, relationships, other things going on in our life. And before you know it, we pile some of these layers on top that it's hard to get back to the one simple thing that really resets us and helps us get back to a version of ourselves that we really kind of yearn for and try to go for. When I first started this channel, I was filming a lot of my videos inside because I could set up a studio and make it look nice, but that was never really me. I like to be outside. I like to get away from some of the noise and the clutter, like I mentioned before, and just get back to a version of myself. Life can be stressful, and I can't address every single problem anyone would have in their life that watches my videos. But what I can tell you is that maybe there's that one little thing that you did when you were younger that really helped ground you and make you feel like you're a version of yourself too, that you felt good with. I don't always think it's easy just to find this thing right off the rip. Sometimes when we get so far away from it, it takes some time and some work to get back to this. So I got flies flying all over me. But I think it's always there. And so you got to ask yourself, when's the last time you really felt like you were a version of yourself that mattered? As I start to go on, as I start to make these videos more about things that matter to me, I hope that I'm able to attract the right people that care about things like this, that are just looking for a little bit of break from their life and some type of atmospheric condition or something that's just nice. I love nature. I'm going to be doing a lot more things like this. And while Arizona is limited in certain ways, at least within the bounds of Phoenix, I'm going to try my very best to get outside and do things, even despite the heat that's coming up and all this other stuff. And one day I hope to be able to travel to different states, different countries, and do things like this too, just to show some of the serene beauty that still exists out here. Maybe if you live in an environment or something where you're not able to find this reset or a little bit of break from your life, you can watch this video for 8 to 10 minutes and feel like you can take a little bit of a break to reset you and get back to what matters to you too. It's been a good day overall. Getting out here to things like this really remind me of what life is really about, at least the way that I look at it. It's not always about the flashy cars, the all this nice other materialistic stuff you can buy. While it'd be great to have all these possessions and stuff if time and life allows it, for me, it's always about the simplicity. I'd rather have some raggedy old clothes on and be able to get out here to nature and just be able to reset and appreciate how wonderful this earth really is. I'm going to try to make sure that I have atmospheric mood type pieces and add in some reflections of life whenever they feel appropriate, what I'm thinking about that week. So that if you're someone that resonates with that, hopefully this is something that can give you some temporary solace from anything you may have going on in your life too. Okay, so just after I finished filming that last talking segment out here, and I was trying to find this spot to go ahead and wrap this up, I heard a little noise in the bushes and I looked and there was a horse down there and I tried to get a decent shot of it without getting too close. And then I look behind me, I hear another noise, and there's a horse like right next to me. And we kind of had a little stare off for a second. We're looking at each other. And I don't know much about wild horses. I don't know if they're aggressive or not. And I definitely wasn't going to test the theory out today. So I kind of looked at this thing. He looked at me and he started coming closer. So I left my camera there and just backed off to let him do his thing because I didn't want to interfere. And in some kind of weird, funny, divine way, you can call it coincidence or not. It's almost like this horse like posed for me or something. I feel like it watched in frame and gave me a really good shot that I was able to go ahead and put on here for you able to see too. You know, it's like one of these things that if I had just stayed in the regular places that I typically film at, if I hadn't ventured out and tried something new today, I never would have been able to go ahead and experience something like this. And that's the whole real point of this video. In addition to be able to give you some type of temporary solace or just some calm environment to get you away from some of the hustle and bustle of life and things too. So I hope that this video accomplished its mission. Look forward for more videos like this to come to the channel in the future for more atmospheric reflection type of cinematic content out in nature too. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Appreciate you rocking with me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.